And I mean, that's just not good for the movie industry, you know, that because I am the arbiter of all good taste. You know, I almost say that with a straight face. What? Welcome to Pork Chop, Rice, and Peaches. I'm Richard.
And I'm qualified to talk about this movie. It's Fall Guy! The movie I have been excited to talk about on camera for essentially since it's been announced. I've been so excited for this video, I can't even begin. Legit, I can't. I'm so excited.
Do I need to be here, or do we need a little cardboard cutout of me going like...
We might get halfway through. I don't know. Fall Guy. It's made by 87 North, directed by David Leitch, starring Ryan Gosling. It is about stunt people, which I am one.
You are?
I am. Professionally at that. I do get paid to do things.
Oh, I have got the coolest dad brag videos. I get the behind-the-scenes shots, like things that I can't publish, that I can't post online, but they're like, oh, wow. Oh, that's my child. Oh, look what just happened to him. Oh, my God. He walked away from that. I actually talked to him afterwards, and he said that didn't hurt at all. I don't believe it, but...
If you want, here's a quick supercut.
So you know, so his mother and I, Mama Peaches, we look at these things and we're like, did you get the latest? Yeah, I got the latest video. Oh, yeah. And we have learned that as long as we're not getting a call from the hospital, there's nothing to worry about.
So, Fall Guy is a movie about a stuntman played by Ryan Gosling. His name is Colt Seavers. And spoilers ahead, it's a really weird name. It is loosely inspired by a 80s, 90s,
70s, I think.
70s show. So, I think you would be better.
I didn't actually go online and look it up, but it was part of my childhood.
Yeah.
All right, so after the $6 Million Man, Lee Majors had a television show called Fall Guy. And it was one of those episodic weekly shows where they solve some crime or solve something using stunts. And a detective.
Was he a stuntman in the show? Okay, so it's loosely based. So, okay.
Unbeknownst to Noah growing up, when I was a kid, my dream was to be a stuntman.
Up until like several years ago. I had no idea.
He had no idea. In fact, I told him this and he was absolutely stunned. And it was actually after he started pursuing this career.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, back in the 70s and the 80s, for a kid growing up in Illinois, there was no internet, there was no how-to, there was no way of just getting information to break into it. And the only time later in my life that I seriously thought about it was right before I was getting discharged from the Navy. I was in Long Beach, California. And I thought to myself, I could go north and try and figure out how to make it work. Or I could go home and go to college and start my teaching career. And I played the safe route. Some might say the smart route. Ended up, I haven't spent my life teaching, but I went to school and I went to college. And then you came up with this whole, I want to be a stuntman thing. And I was just like, holy cow. And so I dropped this bombshell on you
a couple of years ago.
So this movie was announced. That little story aside, when I heard that it was loosely based on this whole Colt Seavers character, this Lee Majors, television show, I was kind of disgruntled because I felt like something that was beloved from my childhood was being jacked with by Hollywood.
Okay.
But of course I also knew that there would be a Lee Majors cameo.
Yes.
In about
And there was, spoiler alert, there was.
way through the movie, I had forgotten because I hadn't seen him, and I figured it would come earlier. It's like Ferrigno showing up as a security guard in the hall.
Yeah, exactly. You expect it.
Exactly. And so it comes it's in the post.
Yeah, it's like mid-credits.
Yeah. And it was like, yeah, okay, you know, I'm like, I can relax. If I'm like, his blessing,
yeah,
you know, let it go.
But Fall Guy, spoilers ahead as I do a quick recap.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, far more likely that people have seen this than Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Probably.
Is by 87 North by David Leitch, who was a stuntman. The movie, before the movie even starts, there's a pre-movie interview setup of David Leitch and Ryan Gosling. And
yes,
talking about stunts.
Yes.
And I have never felt so seen in my entire life than watching this movie. If I cry, I'm sorry. I legitimately, though, have never felt so seen and heard because I can see myself in Colt Seavers, not in the high-falling, bombastic, high-end of Hollywood stunts. I'm not that. But the issues he goes through are so legit in this movie. I understand. I'll get into it. So it opens with David Leitch talking about stunts and the significance of it. And if you see any of the promo for this video, Ryan Gosling is talking about the 5 to 8 stuntmen who were doubling him on this film, giving full credit where credit is due. It's so nice to see a movie put that first and foremost. For once, just give a little bit of spotlight to the guys who are putting, you know, life, limb, and eyesight on the line for something that they love to do. So it's very nice that the movie touches on that. But I enjoyed the story of this movie, which is a stuntman who gets injured doing a dangerous stunt, drops out of the game, angering his will they, won't they girlfriend, played by Emily Blunt, and takes like a year or two off, becomes a valet driver, and then gets called back to do a movie by a producer for the actor that he usually doubles. And when he gets there, it's revealed, actually, I called you back in to go find the actor and to figure out what happened to him because he's gone missing. And he gets wrapped up in a massive conspiracy trying to hunt down the guy he doubles, who's played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. Fantastic performance of him, by the way. It was great. And
I didn't even recognize him.
He puts all his stuntman skills to use in very telegraphed. You can see it coming if you know what to look for. Very obvious action sequences, and the action is first and foremost. And there's a bit of a love story in there. Him reconnecting with Emily Blunt's character, who is now the director on a massive project of her dreams, and he has to try to find the actor he doubles and repair his relationship with the girl so that he can get his life back. And twists and turns later, he was set up. There's the twist.
What was missing was an angry teenage daughter that he was reconnecting.
It was so predictable, cliche, and I'll be honest, I loved it. I had no issues with this. This movie did no wrong in my eyes. I'm kidding. But I really enjoyed this movie. But there's your recap. Go!
I tried so hard to go into this movie with an open mind. I really did. And I learned a lot about myself and my tolerance level. And it's changed dramatically. Your brother kept saying to me over and over again, Dad, just take it for what it is. Just take it for what it is. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Just take it for what it is. And for me to shut my mind off and just consume the content, as you know, is darn near.
It's so hard.
Right? You know, like, I will go home and, you know, watch Shakespeare as a palate cleanser. So I go, there was a point this movie hit the Napoleon Dynamite effect.
Wow.
I almost The only reason I did not get us halfway through this movie and leave the theater is because I knew we'd be talking about it. And I knew that at some level you would be deeply disappointed in me and possibly hurt. And I didn't want to do that. Yeah, the movie is just, it's like it's a stuntman's wet dream. They put together, they just put together an excuse to make all the stunts in the world. They obviously had fun doing it. There was one stunt in the movie that I liked so much, and it was at the end of the movie, that I liked so much that it redeemed the movie for me. Okay, you say, okay, I'm glad I saw it, because I haven't seen one of these in so long.
The car?
No.
Oh, not the car joke?
No. Ever since James Bond rolled the Pinto, car stunts have been, I grew up with the Dukes of Hazzard. Really, what are you going to show me?
Yeah.
Okay. The Dukes of Hazzard.
Although this was like a record.
Right.
There was like multiple records broken.
I believe it. But
yeah.
It's just a variation of a theme. It's a longer version of what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it was the fall from the helicopter. The real, this is a legit, some dude took a header into a mat.
87? It was 150 something.
Feet.
It was massive.
That was a massive stunt. That was old school stunt work right there. And it was so nice to see. I liked it. I'm looking and I'm watching this guy, and you see it from several different angles.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Todd, it's right.
All
I can say is that dude, he's got a set. I don't know. That was a sensational
150 feet.
That was an incredible stunt.
150 feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I get nervous just thinking about it.
I don't do high falls. I don't practice them. I don't put them on my resume. I don't put them on my reel. The highest I have ever done is 20 feet. That is 20 feet too high. I will never do that. But I would do just about anything else in that movie. I'll put it that way. Right. I would do anything else that they did in this movie.
That one was spectacular.
It was
wonderful.
Magnificent. 150 feet. Have you seen the rig that they used for a lot of that? I mean, it was a helicopter for the fall, but like the rig for the rest of the helicopter sequence, it was a helicopter on a crane arm just going around. It was so fantastic.
I've seen that set up in other movies.
Yeah.
Right. That they do that. And I think what I appreciated the most is there's so much CGI nowadays that to see a legit,
all practical
was just a delight.
Yeah.
And my only hope is that no one was injured in the making of that fall. So, but for the rest of Fall Guy, I think that if I were, don't take this personally. If I were a 12-year-old boy, I would have just been enamored, because 12-year-old me would have just been drooling over that movie.
I could see that.
I would have. I would have thought it was the greatest thing in the world. And who knows? Maybe this will inspire the next generation of kids who want to throw.
Hope so.
But I don't live vicariously through the videos that you send me. But I have to admit, they're just so much fun.
So I'll make a real quick. I should be upfront about this. I got to see this movie for free. If you aren't aware, I do. I am a part of a stunt team, Ronin Stunt Company. Socials in the description below if you're interested in seeing more of what we do and see more of what I do. We do funny TikToks and stuff as well. But I mean. We did an ad campaign for this with B&B Theaters, where we promoted this, and they gave us free tickets.
They were funny.
They were great.
Really funny.
So, full disclaimer, I did get to see this movie for free. I was not paid to see this movie. I was not blah, 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 all that fun stuff. I just want to put that out, because I would feel wrong if I didn't. Disclaimer, everyone. But like I said at the beginning, I have never felt so seen and so heard from a movie in my life. Because there's a lot of little jokes that are made about the stunt industry in this movie that are so accurate. Just first off, the attitude that Aaron Taylor Johnson's character has. Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is fantastic. He's fantastic because I have worked with people like that. This movie was kind of refreshing, and it was a palate cleanser, and it was redeeming because I had just gotten off a set with someone like that. No names, I will not name, but I had gotten off a set with a actor who was like that character, almost to a T.
Okay.
The whole, I do my own stunts, when he has a dude right next to him doing all the stuff for him. People do that. People do that. They do that a lot. There's a lot of actors who say they do their own stunts. A lot of them mostly do their own action. That's just, I like to say it's marketing, but I don't know what the actual thing is. It might be personal, I don't want to say egos, but I mean, it could be a little bit of that. But that attitude is alive and real, and it does exist. And that wasn't much of a exaggeration. Unfortunately, his character really wasn't all that exaggerated. The conspiracy plot, obviously, yes, but his attitude in the movie is not that exaggerated.
The conspiracy plot was just so thin. Let's just string together stunt sequences.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it felt so redeeming to have come off of a set with some not so great experiences and see this movie and feel heard and seen. I really liked, though, the love story. He ties in with the thumbs up. That little thumbs up, because it is something that you have to do on set. Everything he says, he's on the boat, he's talking to the girl on the phone, and she's, he mentions that stupid thumbs up thing that she hates that all stunt guys do. And he says it's because everything hurts. Getting lit on fire hurts. Falling hurts. Getting thrown from a car rolling, car hits, whatever. It all hurts. But you have to stick the thumbs up and keep going. And it wasn't mind-blowing script writing. In that scene, but tying that into it was kind of cool. But he's absolutely right in that sequence of everything hurts. It is not a job that is, I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it does hurt. It does hurt. Hitting walls hurts. Hitting the ground hurts. Getting hit by cars hurts. All this stuff, it does hurt. So tying in the life of a stuntman into the plot and having it be even somewhat plot relevant was really kind of fun to watch.
Okay. If you're a dad, you're going to appreciate this. If you're not a dad, wait until you are, and then you'll appreciate this. You get a video from your son, and it's a video of him on fire. But you didn't respond. You didn't respond. I was kind of hurt. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. And then you get another video and he's playing with a flamethrower. And this is what you have to just get used to. And then, there's the now you see it, now you don't yank sequence where you're there 1 minute and you're gone the next.
Yeah.
I now that I'm seeing these things, and all the footage I get are the phone shots behind the scenes because the camera is somewhere else.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time I've seen them.
Yeah.
You did the Guardians.
Yeah.
I've got squirreled away on my phone and absolutely delightful sequence from that television series, from behind the scenes. And when we watched it on TV, which I have to tell you, I have just got to tell you, it is the coolest thing in the world to flip on the TV and see your kid in a television show. It just is. It is the coolest thing. And so, and 3 of the 6 episodes too.
Yeah,
it's really neat. And so you get to watch this stuff, and then there is the sequence, which hands down is my favorite sequence, which is you get hit in the face with the fire extinguisher. And you know, I've told people before, I'm really, really jealous of the guy with the fire extinguisher because, you know, you just think about all those times he lifted off, he didn't clean his room, he forgot to take the garbage out, he blew off all the chores, and you're like, yeah, I can do that too. You know, that's parenthood. You know, you resist the urge too. I know the fire extinguisher was foam. I know it missed by a foot. I know it was a sound effect, but damn, it was effective. No. So what I'm really looking forward to, truly, having seen this stuff is, one, I'm looking forward to seeing your career get to the next level.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to the release date of the mention of the project that I've been sworn to secrecy.
I know.
And I even checked it today.
No, it's still under wraps. Anyway.
But it is really cool to see the finished product on screen. And it's really cool to hear the stories that you tell. It's really cool to see the background footage that we've got. And it is really exciting to see. It just is. So your mom and I are very happy for you.
I would say that what you just expressed right there is essentially how I reacted to this movie. To bring it all back around. Anyway, no, genuinely. First off, obviously, I appreciate everything, the support, the constant support in what I'm doing, because it is a crazy pipe dream in many aspects. But that's what this movie did for me. Again, well seen. I mean, unrealistically speaking, if we want to nitpick it, no stuntman is doing all those things.
Oh no,
as a dub. That is like the movie portrays it as Colt doing all the stuff.
Not.
And that's not what you're doing. They had 8 different people. They had a fall person. They had a
fire person.
They have a car person. I did appreciate that the dude on fire was very obviously not Ryan Gosling. I was like watching with my team, and we all went because it wasn't.
Right.
They didn't even bother trying. Right. They're like, whether you want to play that as like a callback to old Hollywood, where you could very obviously see the stunt double, or whether you just want to cheeky poke, you know. It was fun. I just had so much fun watching this movie. The dog was hilarious. I enjoyed the trained dog who only responds to French.
You know what? I tell you what. I remember sitting in the theater. That dog was the character I cared about the most in this.
In any movie.
The dog is great.
The stunt coordinator played by.
I know. From Bullet Train.
No.
Yeah.
No. That wasn't the guy from Bullet Train. That was the guy from Black Panther. I just had his name.
I was thinking of a different character, and I've got a different picture in my mind.
Yes, Winston Duke.
Yes.
Winston Duke playing the stunt coordinator. Loved that. That was just fun. That was a fun character. That whole apartment fight scene was really fun because I watched him set up I call it tomahawk. Grabs the gun with the blanks, sets up the pads so that when he falls, I was like, this is great. He takes the gun, and I saw, because earlier they set up the gun has blanks in it. He takes the gun, he tries to shoot. Unrealistic that he would just believe that it did. Blanks are so different from real rounds, but it was very funny to see him use the stunt skills to play dead and then get back up, and it was fun. It was fun. So many pokes and nods. Also, I was watching this, and when they were like setting up for the stunts in the movie, they're using actual stunt protocol, and it was so validating to see the stunt protocol that I used by people who are literally the top of the industry in terms of stunts. 87 North, 8711, although I will admit the logos being shown on every mat and every bag was getting a little you know. But also they had like Stunts Unlimited, they had International Stunt Women's Association, they had literally every single stunt organization had a cameo in this. which was really cool to see because you wouldn't notice.
Pure camp.
Pure camp.
Pure camp.
Pure camp. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to even try to argue that.
How is this one doing in the box office?
Better than Ministry, not as good as their other stuff. And I understand why. It is directed at it's very niche in terms of the people who will understand that second layer to it, the whole stuntman side of things. But it was fun, it was campy, it was goofy. I was expecting nothing else, and I got exactly what I wanted going into it. I felt seen, I felt heard, I felt validated, and I felt energized to go do the next project. So I'm going to go do the next project.
Fantastic.
Fall Guy, it's a fun popcorn flick, waste of couple hours. It's on streaming.
Yeah, watch it.
And if you're interested in the stunt industry, it actually is a fairly good insight because it's accurate.
Well, and here's the other thing.
Freaking rolls, world record breaking amount of rolls. That was so cool.
Oh, was that a legit?
That was a legit world record for a cannon roll.
Oh, nice.
It was fantastic. Also, that moment where he's on the truck getting driven out and he said, "A cannon roll?" Yeah, I've been in that situation. I felt so hurt. I've been in that situation on the car to set, then being told what you're doing. It's happened.
The
I enjoyed it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, that's okay. That's good. This is one. Go see it. You know what? Just have fun. This is a consume the content.
It absolutely is. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for going and watching it.
You're welcome.
And
one other thought that I had, and this is not tied in directly to this movie, but in the sitting and watching this movie.
Yeah.
It was about 6 months ago that I went to watch a movie. I forget what it was, but I sat and I was watching the credit or the previews, and I was thinking, oh, I'd like to see that. Oh, I'd like to see that. It was the first time in a long time, and that led to the list that we put together of things that we want to cover.
Yep.
I didn't see a single movie in the previews to the Fall Guy that I want to go see.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just good for the movie industry, you know, that because I am the arbiter of all good taste. You know, I almost say that with a straight face. What?
The Fall Guy. Let us know, did you see it? If you did, what'd you think of it? In the comments down below. And you might as well hit the subscribe button while you're down there because it's, right there.
And we're grateful for everybody that subscribes, that everybody that follows our content.
Legitimately. Thank you guys.
As a preview, we are recording next week. And there's a pretty good chance it's going to be one piece. Maybe our next 2 episodes.
Maybe 2 in a row. We don't need to get wrong.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to Pork Chops, Racing Peaches. We'll see you next time.
See how I did the thumbs up. See. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm gonna buy this one. I'm gonna buy Fall Guy.
Oh, yeah, boy.
You put it on my shelf.
Add it to the collection somewhere. Yeah.
Right.